Wind probably played a little havoc as it went off of the webbing of his glove. He had enough time to pick it up and make that throw in time to get Pantic at second.
Oh, it clearly did. He drifted over behind third base, and then all of a sudden he was backpedaling and going out into left center field and just off the top of his head. Nice recovery. Good play.
The unusual 6-4 fielder's choice. First pitch of the at-bat down low to Eli Sawyers. Good block by Aaron Pearson, ball one.
That's the first time he hasn't thrown a first strike pitch.
He falls behind Sawyers, third baseman in the cleanup spot. Right-hand batter. We'll get a toss over to first, and that one sends James back in. 2 away with that runner at first. Sign working from the stretch. He's ready. That pitch to the plate, fouled straight back into the netting, just above us and to our left, and the count now 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, this is one of the best vantage points I remember having down here.
Yeah, absolutely. Virtually no backstop, if you will, as far as the brick or concrete or anything. It's just the piping that then has some chain linking as the 1-1 pitch gets fouled back above our heads. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's at the bottom, and then there's a rail that goes across only maybe 2 feet high, and that's where the black netting goes the rest of the way up, and it is just a beautiful view for today's game. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way. There's that breaking pitch, bounced on the right side of the infield. Over to his left, the second baseman Stobbs has it, and his throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. A 1-out to single for Atlantic Shores, but they will leave a runner stranded at first, and we'll go to the bottom of the first when we come back. It's Atlantic Shores Christian 0, Martinsburg coming to bat.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 1, and no score as Martinsburg will come to the plate with Nick Matfield on the mound, the right-hander, going through his warm-up tosses for Atlantic Shores Christian. He has finished up the throw down to second from the catcher Corbin McLeod. Let's go through the rest of the defense with Diego Duran at first, Chase James at second, Mitchell Kelly, the shortstop, Eli Sawyers at third, Jacob Panic in left, Chance Atkins in center, and Sean Carroll is in right field.
Grant Harmon missed the first couple of games.
Yes.
That's because of the basketball tournament, but doesn't seem to have hurt his offense at all.
Not at all, as Grant Harmon stands in the right-hand batter's box on the first pitch. He looks at a fastball down low for ball 1. The 1-0 quickly on the way. Breaking pitch down and away from the right-hand batter, a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Nice movement right at the end of that pitch.
Very nice movement.
Now that 1-1 delivery comes back with a fastball, again down low and away.
And Matfield does not waste time. It's give me the ball and let me throw.
And we'll see if Bulldog batters step out maybe once or twice and force him to slow down just a little bit. The 2-1 pitch on the outside corner about belt high, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Very quickly he works, and that 2-2 delivery, there's that curveball well outside in the dirt for ball 3.
Yeah, it started outside and went further outside.
Harmon hitting .418, does have a home run, 18 runs batted in out of that leadoff spot. And here comes that payoff pitch. Harmon seemed fooled by that when he watched it go by and immediately heads to the first base dugout, out on a called strike 3.
And that was a nice pitch, right down at the knees.
So one away for Nicholas Wright, today's first baseman, left-hand batter, and he has been swinging a hot bat as of late. Swings through this fastball. That is strike one. That one a little up and away from the left-hand batter.
I suspect he spent some time in the gym because he's developed some power from last year.
Yeah, a couple of home runs and 17 driven in. Fouls the 0-1 pitch back. Count at 0-2. Talking with Coach Aaron Byler, we asked him in one of our pre-games after Wright had a big, 3-hit, 6 RBI, including 3-run home run performance, about what he has been doing as he watches that 0-2 pitch up and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he said he has really, really worked hard.
And it shows.
Absolutely. Nice inside-out swing on that 1-2 pitch that was down low. He fights it off, fouls it out of play down the left field line.
And he's got 7 doubles to go this couple of homers, too.
Yeah, you like the extra base hits. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way, and it's a bouncing ball towards the first baseman, right near the bag. Able to play that one, Diego Duran. He'll have to run over towards first base and step on the bag himself. The out goes 3 unassisted, 2 away.
Hit right at him. Nice easy hop.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Ashton Stobbs. Both pitchers coming out, throwing strikes. Stobbs, a right-hand batter, takes down low and outside for a ball. He did go to a 3-2 count on Harmon, but Matfield got the strikeout. Then the ground out of Wright, and now a breaking pitch that misses high, 2 balls and no strikes. And as I say, he's throwing strikes. He goes 2-0 to Stobbs. Stobbs hitting .434. No homers and 20 driven in. Pops up this breaking pitch, foul back out of play. 2 balls and a strike the count.
He's got 10 doubles to go with those 20 RBI.
And you're talking 3 guys in this lineup with 20 or more runs batted in. Here's a strike on the inside corner on that 2-1, and it's now 2-2. Matfield ready to go, and the break-even pitch down in the dirt. The count has gone full 3-2.
Stobbs has a couple of triples, too. Hit the ball in the gap.
Yes, Matfield tried that breaking pitch. He didn't get it. Let's see what he comes back with, and it's a fastball bounced foul over towards the third base dugout. So the count holds at 3-2. 2 outs, nobody on, no score. Bottom half of inning number 1, game scheduled to go 7. Here we go with that 3-2, and the delivery misses high. That's ball 4. That came back with a fastball, but it had some rise to it and ended up sailing up out of the strike zone. Stobbs is aboard with 2 outs now for Trey Sine. Head coach Aaron Byler in his 2nd year leading the team down the third base line, going through some signs. As Stobbs gets his lead, Duran holds him on there. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle at the knees, strike 1 to Trey Sine. Glad to see Coach Byler back. We understand he missed the Spring Mills game on Thursday of last week. They played it a day early because of the rain, and he was under the weather. Curveball snaps down in there for strike 2 to Sine.
Yeah, between you and he, I'm not sure I want to be around you all that much.
Whatever this stomach thing is, it's not fun. High fastball lifted in the air into right field. Sean Carroll coming in on it and reaches up and makes the grab, and Sine flies out to right on the 0-2 pitch.
Carroll got a little bit of a bad read on that. Started back, staggered, then came in, but it hung up high enough that he was able to make up for his initial misstep.
Martinsburg does get a base runner thanks to a 2-out walk, but they'll leave that runner stranded. We are through 1 complete as we step aside. Your score, Martinsburg nothing, Atlantic Shores nothing.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
As we will head to the top half of inning number 2 on a beautiful day here in Myrtle Beach. 68 degrees, sunny skies. We look for a low around 48 overnight tonight. Tomorrow, sunny and 66. The Tuesday night low around 54. A little cloud cover in here on Wednesday, but looks to remain dry with the temperature climbing to 75 degrees. 63 that overnight low Wednesday, and Thursday looks good as well with partly to mostly sunny skies and 75 Friday right now, the only day where there is currently a 90% chance of seeing some kind of showers or thunderstorms. Well, Dylan Cupp, the designated hitter, number 5 hitter in the order, stands in, takes the first pitch from Trey Sign, a strike on the outside corner. Sign in that first inning, 14 pitches, 11 were for strikes. Gave up a 1-out single, but stranded a base runner at first. Comes back with a fastball, fouled straight back into the netting. That one well up above our heads in the count now, 0-2.
And Sign is not working slowly. It's just by comparison to Matfield, it's almost slow motion.
Sign from the windup. He's ready. Tries that breaking pitch that stays high. 1-2 now the count to Cupp, Corbin McLeod, and Mitchell Kelly due next in the Seahawk second inning. From the wind, there's that breaking pitch again. This one lined foul out of play down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
His curveball does not have a lot of sharp bite to it, but it's got a lot of break, a lot of downward break.
Yeah, he likes to start it a little up high and then have it snap down through the zone. Here is a line drive just over the head of the leaping shortstop, Grant Harmon. May have had to take a step to his left and then went as high as he could, but could not get to it as Cupp on the 1-2 pitch lines a single into left center.
And Sign just left that one up in the middle of the plate too much. They did not miss.
Now, that seemed to be the case on that 0-2 pitch to Pantic back in the first inning, and he didn't miss either, sending it the other way.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So it looks like, did we have a runner move over to first base? We did. We'll have to check on that number. Don't have a full roster for Atlantic Shores. I think that's a 10.
If it's a 10, that's Noah Eckert.
All right, so Eckert serving as a runner. Corbin McLeod to the plate with a runner on and looks to sacrifice, lays that bunt down in front of the mound and the plate. It's fielded by Trey Sign as the pitcher down quickly off the slope of the mound, fields and turns and makes that throw to first in time to get him. McLeod with the sacrifice advances Eckert to second.
And I'm curious about the runner because he's running for the DH, and courtesy runners are only for the you can use high school. You can use a courtesy runner for anybody, right?
I didn't think so. I thought unless there's been a rule change I'm not aware of, I thought it was catcher and pitcher only. As the first pitch to Mitchell Kelly, a fastball gets fouled back out of play to our right.
Or they may put him in and then re-enter Cupp.
I'm imagining
you can do that at high school.
That's what will happen. Eckert with his lead at second stops the second baseman close to the bag. Now takes a couple of more steps that direction. Sign paying no attention there as he works that breaking pitch in the dirt to Kelly for a ball. Nice job by Aaron Pearson, dropping to the knees, smothering that one, keeping it in front of him, keeping the runner at second. So the count now at 1-1. Kelly, the shortstop, bats from the right side. Takes this pitch down in the dirt again. Again, Pearson dropping to the knees to block the ball 2 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And Sign's keeping the ball down on this guy.
Which is a good sign after getting a couple of pitches up that have been put in play. Sign looks at that runner at second, now to the plate, and that fastball's on the inside corner for a strike. I say fastball, still looked like he took a little something off. Found that inside corner, and now it's even up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stobbs again, ducking over near the bag. The second baseman heads back to position as Sign comes back with a pitch on that outside corner, a wave and a miss, and Kelly down on strikes.
That was a nice pitch. That was down out of reach, and he got him to bite on it. Nice job.
First strikeout of the day for Sign, 24th on the season for Kim. Now in 27 2/3 innings. 2 away with that runner in scoring position at second for Chance Atkins. Center fielder swings at the first pitch, grounds it towards the third baseman. Barker to his left fields, and the throw to first in time to get him. Nice stretch by Nicholas Wright at first.
And a nice play by Barker. Sharply hit ball, scooped it up, and no hesitation on the throw.
So despite the leadoff single and the sacrifice bunt to move that runner into scoring position, a strikeout and a ground out will end the threat, and that runner is left at second. 1.5 innings in the book with the score. Martinsburg nothing, Atlantic Shores nothing.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Well, we go to the bottom half of inning number 2 with Aaron Pearson standing in and taking a knee-high strike on the outside corner. Pearson, the number 5 hitter in the Martinsburg order, watches this next pitch that misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike, facing Nick Matfield. 21 pitches, 13 for strikes in that first inning. Struck out 1, also walked 1, stranded that runner at first. Pearson takes down low and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Matfield works quickly in the 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, 2-2. Tell you, he's done a nice job keeping it down.
He does. Likes to work away, too.
That 2-2 pitch on the way. Pearson swings, fouls it out of play first base side. Holds it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pearson to be followed by Darrell Pope and then Cam Burnett. 5, 6, and 7 in the Bulldog order here in this second inning. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. The catcher comes up with it, and McLeod applies a tag to Pearson. Then asks our plate umpire for the appeal to first, and our first base umpire says no swing. It's a full count, 3-2.
That was the right call.
And now that 3-2 delivery, and that fastball gets fouled back. That one glanced off the catcher, maybe even the umpire, and then shot up over the netting. Good at bat for Pearson. This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat to start the second inning. Again, the 3-2, and the fastball misses high. That's ball 4.
And he earned that walk.
Absolutely. Now let's see if he runs or if we'll get a courtesy runner at first. And it looks like a courtesy runner.
Trent Sherman.
And there it is. Trent Sherman serving as the courtesy runner. He'll take over at first with nobody out. Darrell Pope, the due batter. Well, we saw a sacrifice bunt in the top of the second inning, helping to advance a runner into scoring position. Trey Sign did a nice job to pitch out of the jam with just 1 out, and that runner at second without giving up the run. Was Martinsburg ready to try to advance that runner? We'll see. Darrell Pope now stands in. Today's starting center fielder, hitting .323, no homers, 20 driven in, and he does lay down the bunt up the first base line. It's the pitcher over near the line who fields, turns, and makes that throw, and Pope is retired, advancing Sherman to second.
Nice sac bunt. Did his job, just up the line about 10 feet. There was no other play.
So the out goes 1-3, 1 down now with a runner at second base for Cam Burnett. So both of these head coaches, Philip Kojak for Atlantic Shores and Aaron Byler for Martinsburg, playing for an early run. It didn't work out for the Seahawks in the top of the second. See if the Dogs can make it work out with Burnett to the plate.
And Burnett's been hitting real well, too. He's got him at 363.
First pitch to him, fastball fouled back to the netting above our heads. That is strike one.
And he's got 17 right line here, 18 RBI. And he's
Right.
got 4 doubles and 3 triples.
Yeah, he has been hitting the ball well, especially as this season has gone along. That's the key, being able to have those kind of bats all up and down the lineup. Pitch down low and outside. Good stop by McLeod. 1 ball, 1 strike. He came up looking behind Sherman, who got a pretty good secondary lead out at second. No middle infielder, though. No throw going back there. Now that 1-1 fastball on or off the outside corner. Apparently it missed away, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
You know, Burnett showed some promise as a sophomore as a pitcher, but then he hurt his arm, and I guess that's why he's not pitching.
2-1 fastball lifted in the air pretty deep into right field. Carroll moving back on it over towards the line. He's got it. Tagging at second, Sherman will head for third as the throw comes into the cutoff. So Trenton Sherman, the courtesy runner, advances 90 feet on that fly out. Pretty deep down the right field line. 2 away for Elijah Banks. A run just 90 feet away. Now McLeod really has to protect, as plenty of foul territory here. A pass ball, a wild pitch would score a run.
Lots of territory, and doesn't look like it would bounce much back off the netting either.
And here's a pitch down low and outside to Elijah Banks for ball 1. That breaking ball, curve ball. He starts away and just continues to break outside.
Yeah, the backstop here, unlike a lot of backstops in the Eastern Panhandle that are brick, this is just a straight fencing that goes all the way down.
Here's a line drive foul down the right field line. Banks going the other way on that 1-0 pitch, and it's now 1-1. Banks hitting .273, no homers. He's driven in 11. Has really started to come to life with the bat. Been putting the ball in play, getting some hits, driving home some runs over the last couple of games at the end of last week. So swinging a hot bat coming in. That 1-1 pitch stays high. 2 balls and a strike. Some nice movement on that one. Banks gave a little bit of a flinch as though he wanted to swing but held off. And McLeod tried to hold it there, but when it's up around the chest of the umpire, you're probably not getting that call. Here's a fastball, grounded slowly, third base line. It's as good as a swinging bunt, fielded by the pitcher, and the throw to first did not get him. So Elijah Banks is able to leg it out. It's an infield base hit. Again, as good as a swinging bunt, as that one hugged the line in the grass, only about a quarter of a way down that third base line. With the play in front of him, Trenton Sherman, who was at third, had to stay put there. Now runners at the corners.
Well, part of the reason Banks was able to make it down is that Latfield, when he picked up the ball, first looked to see where Sherman was, see if he was coming, hoping for the tag play. And that gave that extra step that got Banks to first.
It'll bring to the plate Austin Bartley, and he will swing through a high fastball for strike 1. The way that dribbled down the line, I almost wondered if it caught Banks in the batter's box still, as it just kind of died as it hit in the dirt right out in front of the plate and then slowly rolled down the line. Breaking ball down low and outside. Now 1 ball, 1 strike on the Bulldog number 9 hitter and right fielder Austin Bartley.
And McLeod again getting his body in front of the pitch. Came to him on the bounce.
The runners with their leads at first and third as Bartley flies into right field, but the play will be made by Sean Carroll, the right fielder, a few steps to his right, reaches up and pulls it in, and the side is retired. Well, Martinsburg gets a walk and an infield hit, but they'll leave a pair on base, including 1 in scoring position at third. Through 2 complete, your score, Martinsburg nothing, Atlantic Shores nothing.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Well, here we go to the top half of inning number 3. As always, even on the road in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, it's our trivia inning. It's brought to you by the Hagerstown Suns and Haas's Steak and Sea in the Aiken Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, for a great meal at a great price, stop by Haas's Steak and Sea, where your family wants to eat. We'll present a trivia question in the top half of the 3rd, and the station telephone number first to call and get through to either Sherry or Rob at the studio with the correct answer, picking up 4 tickets to a future Hagerstown Suns minor league baseball game and $30 in gift certificates to Haas's Steak and Sea. Right fielder Sean Carroll standing in, swings through the first pitch from Trey's side. Count 0-1 in the 0-1 on the way, and it's a bouncer right out in front of the mound, fielded by the pitcher, and a lollipop type throw from Trey's side that almost didn't get there. Nicholas Wright reaching out, making the basket catch off the top of the dirt as he stretched to pull it in.
My high school baseball coach would have said that sign nonchalant at town.
The out goes 1-3, just like that one away. It brings up Diego Duran as we go back to the top of the order. The first baseman and leadoff hitter 0 for 1, grounded out to third his first time up. Swings and lines this one into right field. That's down for a base hit. Could be extra bases. It is. It got into the alley past Bartley. The right fielder getting to it at the fence. Hits the cutoff man, stops, but not before Duran pulls into second with a one-out double.
That's a line drive right in the gap. Bartley cut over and then had to take a right-hand turn out towards the fence.
So a run in scoring position for a second straight inning now for Atlantic Shores. One down with that runner in scoring position for Jacob Pantic. He had a single his first time up. Sign ready with a fastball that misses high for ball 1.
I know, Matt, when we were talking before, you pointed out that Atlantic Shores scores a lot of runs, but most of those runs have come in a few blowouts. Played a lot of close games.
The 1-0 on the way, swing and a miss at a pitch off that outside corner. Count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch from Sign. Yeah, they put 4 games together for this Atlantic Shores team, and they've outscored opponents 68-10. They've had some others that have been very close. Here's a swing and a pop-up on the infield on the 1-1. It's the shortstop Harmon battling that wind, backpedaling and making the grab just before stepping onto the outfield grass right behind that second base bag.
And again, Harmon looked like he was right under it, had it coming, and then the wind just took it a little bit and was able to make the play this time.
So 2 down now with that runner at second. Chase James coming to the plate, and we still haven't gotten through our trivia questions, so we'll present that here as we get this opportunity. James bounced into a 6-4 fielder's choice his first time up, and he takes the breaking pitch for strike 1. Well, let's get to that trivia question. Here we go. We want you to answer the question, which team did not have a winning record in a single season during the decade of the 2000s? Pitch off the outside corner on the 0-1 to Chase James, now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, which team did not, this is Major League, which Major League team did not have a winning record in a single season during the decade of the 2000s? 1-1 pitch lifted in the air into shallow left field. Charging in on it is the left fielder Cam Burnett, over to his left on the run, makes the grab, and the side is retired. James flies out to end the inning, and despite the 1-out double, Trey Sign does a great job of pitching around that hit and stranding the runner in scoring position at second base. Through 2.5, we remain scoreless. We're back with more. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or promo material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote, or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
.1-0 delivery at the knees for a strike in the count at 1-1. Harmon, the leadoff hitter for Martinsburg, struck out looking at a 3-2 pitch his first time up. Leads off this third inning right now in a scoreless tie. Watches the 1-1 down low. 2 balls and a strike. Nick Matfield continuing to work quickly, and the 2-1 on the way, and that curveball low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. This is our trivia inning, and we want to get back to our trivia question here in just a moment so that we can make sure that we get that out there and get a winner of our Suns tickets and Haas's gift certificates. Fastball at the knees along that outside edge of the plate, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the full count pitch to Harmon. Here it comes. That fastball misses high, and that is a base on balls. That'll be the second walk, make it third walk issued, as in the first 3 at-bats, Matfield has walked at least 1. He walked the leadoff man in that second inning and managed to pitch around it. As Nicholas Wright stands in, we get back to our trivia question. It was simply, which major league team did not have a winning record in a single season during the decade of the 2000s? The station telephone number is 304-263-6540. And thank you, Aaron Byler. Calls for time and asks Nick Wright to come down for a conversation. And that gives us a chance to give you that number again, 304-263-6540. Call and see if you're the winner.
There's actually 2 correct answers to this trivia question.
Oh, wow.
So either one will work. Just be the first one to call in and get it right.
Speaking of, Nicholas Wright, he stands in the left-hand batter's box ready to go and swings at the first pitch and fouls it back for strike 1. Now, Coach Byler in that second inning went with the sacrifice bunt from Darrell Pope to advance the runner to second, trying to play for the first run of the game here in this bottom half of the third inning, still in a scoreless tie. Looks like he wants Wright to swing away. Next pitch missing high and outside. McLeod pops up looking behind the runner Harmon at first, but does not make a throw. So possibly 2 teams.
Well, Harmon runs. He's stolen 9 bases this year, only been caught twice.
Now that 1-1 pitch due, but instead a throw over. Trying to keep Harmon close as Diego Duran holds him on there. The Hagerstown Suns at home for the next 3 days before heading back out on the road again. 1-1 pitch missing high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Play their home opener Thursday. You saw that one on TV 10 right here. Continued that weekend series. Had to battle through some weather in that series against Asheville. Here's a strike on the inside corner right. Looking at that 2-1. Thought it was going to miss inside. But it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got to protect the plate.
Suns are 5-6 going into action tonight when they are home against Lexington, who comes in at 6-4.
Yeah, have played much better at home than they did going 2-5 in their season opening 7-game road trip. Wow, the breeze really picking up as Wright is down on strikes on the 2-2 pitch. That one a swinging strikeout second for Matfield. 1 down in the Martinsburg third as it brings up Ashton Stobbs. He drew a walk his first time up. Wright, by the way, now 0 for 2, had bounced out unassisted to the first baseman back in the first inning.
They're looking for Harmon to run. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go here.
Stobbs awaits the 1-0. Runner holds, and the pitch fouled back high into the netting above our heads. Counted 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, our third inning trivia question. Which team And Matt says we have two choices. Did not have a winning record in a single season in the 2000s. Yep, Harmon now in a rundown between first and second. And it's the first baseman who will eventually get it to, I believe that's the shortstop, who will reach out and apply the tag. They got him in that rundown, and yep, it was Mitchell Kelly, the shortstop, eventually taking that throw and applying the tag to Harmon for the second out of the inning. All right, Gary, let's figure this one out as it went 1 to 3. Then it had to have gone to the shortstop. That would have been 6. And then probably to the second baseman, who had looped around to cover back at first, who then got it to the shortstop.
Just your typical 1-3-6-4-6 play.
Here's a foul ball straight back into the screen from Stobbs as the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes now to him at the plate with the bases empty and 2 outs.
Yeah, Harmon just started a little early.
And now that 1-2 delivery breaks down into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'll have to ask Rob or Sherry at the station, once you have a winner of our third inning trivia, to please send that text to either Matt or Matt so that one of us can know that we have a winner, and then we'll give the answer here. We'll probably wait to do that in the top of the 4th inning anyway. We have the count should be 3-2 to Stobbs, and that 3-2 pitch is down and in, and that's ball 4. Second time Ashton Stobbs has drawn the base on balls.
The scoreboard's a little bit behind here on the last couple of hitters. Harmon had stepped out because the count only showed 2-2 when it was a full count on him.
It'll bring to the plate Trey Sign, and how big is that pickoff over at first base now? You could have 2 on with 1 out. Instead, a runner at first with 2 outs as Sign swings at the first pitch and hits a fly ball to right field, and exactly what he did his first time up, although this one a little more of a line drive to right. The last time up, a fly out to right. The catch again made by Sean Carroll, and the inning is over. And we will head to the 4th when we come back. Still no score.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
We understand the congratulations goes out to Aaron in Martinsburg, the winner with our third inning trivia. We will give you the answer coming up here as we move to the top of the 4th inning in this scoreless game, along with Matt Crawford and Gary Gefford. I'm Matt Miller, and Rob Mario, our engineer, back at the studio. Thanks to Mike Hornby and Sherry Dieter Davis back at the studio as well.
Weird saying studio engineer Rob Mario.
A little bit.
That's a new one.
It is a little different. By the way, third inning trivia brought to you by Haas's Steak and See on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg and the Hagerstown Suns. Eli Sawyer's cleanup hitter in the order to get things started in this top of the 4th inning for Atlantic Shores Christian, and the first pitch from Trey Sign, the breaking ball, missing for ball 1. Storyline through 3, pretty simple. Atlantic Shores Christian, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left, and 2 in scoring position. 1-0 on the way. Fastball grounded towards the shortstop. In on it is Harmon, and the throw to first in time to get him.
Took a nice big hop at the end, right up in Harmon's midsection. Made it easier to make the throw.
And a nice stretch by Nicholas Wright at first as that throw kind of lifting up a little bit as it was getting across the diamond. Wright pulls it in, and on 2 pitches, 1 down. It'll bring up Dylan Cupp. He had a single into left center his first time up. Sawyers, by the way, now 0 for 2, has grounded out to second and now grounded out to short. Here comes the pitch, and that one missing down low. 1 ball and no strikes. So today's trivia question, well, first of all, let me finish the scoring through the first 3 for Martinsburg. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 4 left. And they've left 1 of those in scoring position. Here's the pitch to the plate for a strike, and it's 1-1. Martinsburg getting their base runners thanks to 3 walks and just 1 infield hit. Atlantic Shores Christian, 3 base hits, including a double. Sign's done a nice job to pitch around those base runners. Misses here with that breaking pitch, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Today's trivia question and answer after this. 2-1 on the way, fastball high and outside, 3-1. He's in danger of issuing his first walk today. Our trivia question was, which team did not have a winning record in a single season during the decade of the 2000s? This pitch in for a strike. Cupp was taking, and it's full 3-2. And Matt Crawford, he knows at least one of the 2 teams. We'll see if Gary knows the other. The 3-2 pitch on the way, Sign to the plate, swinging a tapper foul, third base side. That one hugging the line, picked up by Barger in foul territory, and we'll do it again. Matt.
Well, the answer that you had was the Baltimore Orioles.
Yes.
But again, there is one other, but I don't know which one the caller called in and got correct. We'll see if Mr. Geffert knows the other one.
I don't, but the important thing is it wasn't the White Sox, because they won the World Series in 2005.
There you go. Another payoff pitch is due to Cupp. He awaits. Sign is ready, and here it is, lifted in the air into shallow center field. Shortstop going out, second baseman going out, center fielder coming in. It drops between all 3, and Cupp has himself a 1-out base hit. Now 2 for 2 on the day.
Oh, that just hit in no man's land. Not quite high enough for the center fielder to get in, and too far back for easy infielders. The real danger is that both Staubs and Harmon went back out there, so there was nobody at second base. Staubs retreated pretty quickly, but Sign was alert and was running over to cover 2.
A 1-out base runner for Corbin McLeod laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. He swings away and lifts 1 foul out of play over the first base dugout. All right, so we know the Baltimore Orioles, whose best season, it was 2004 in that decade, and they went 78-84. Not 500 baseball. Throw over to first. Nicholas Wright going down to hang on to that one, kind of stumbles forward to maintain his balance with Cupp diving back in. All right, Matt, the second team?
Second team is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bucks went 20 seasons from 1993 to 2012, a sub 500, which would include 2000 through 2010.
Yes, it would. 0-1 pitch, just missing inside. Count now at 1 ball and 1 strike to McLeod. So the O's and the Pirates. Pardon me. A little dust in the air. Swinging away at the 1-1. Here's a fly ball into straightaway center field. Nicely played by Darryl Pope as he moves back on it and makes the grab for out number 2. Cupp will hold at first base.
And that carried a little bit on Pope because he was under it and then had to take a few steps back at the end too, but he tracked it well.
2 outs with a runner at first for Mitchell Kelly, 0 for 1. A strikeout victim swinging at a 2-2 pitch back in the second inning. Sign comes set, and the first pitch of the at-bat hit in the air down the right field line. Is this going to stay fair or be foul? And it's a fair ball just inside the line. A diving attempt by Ashton Staubs, the second baseman, as the first baseman Wright had faded out into foul territory and looking back over his shoulder, really couldn't get a good read on it. It ends up being somewhat of an excuse-me hit that will send Dylan Cupp all the way around to third. And now runners at the corners with 2 outs for Atlantic Shores Christian.
And that was another pop fly it looked like was affected by the wind because Banks took off looking at it and all of a sudden had to turn around. It's like the wind just changed direction and took it into fair territory on him.
So now it brings up Chance Atkins, 0 for 1 with a ground out to third, and he takes just low and in for ball 1.
That's a good-looking pitch.
And we have mentioned this Seahawk team has threatened numerous times through their first 3 at-bats, but have not been able to score. They threaten yet again here in this 4th inning. That 1-0 is on the way, and it's a bouncing ball foul, third base side. Counted 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Pirates and the Orioles struggling through the decade of the 2000s. The odds.
Which is funny because the Orioles did have some talent through those years. You look at Miguel Tejada, Melvin Mora, Brian Roberts, Rafael Palmeiro. I mean, they had some talent. Just couldn't ever get the pitching they needed.
The 1-1 pitch lifted in the air into right center field. Let's see if anybody can make the play. A diving attempt by Bartley, the right fielder, but cannot get to it. It drops in for a base hit. It allows Dylan Cupp to score from third. Kelly goes from first to second, and Chance Atkins reaches at first with a base hit into right center to drive home a run and make it 1-0 Atlantic Shores.
That was really just another pop fly that dropped in the right place.
Yep. Tell you, Trey Sign has to feel a little snake bit the way this half inning has played out. Kurt Zarnecki, pitching coach, assistant coach, out to talk with Trey Sign. The entire infield comes together to join in on that conversation.
And I got a text, believe it or not. The trivia winner was Erin Reisenweber, who's the mother of Jack Reisenweber, who's here with the Bulldogs.
There you go. Congratulations, Aaron. Did you get the text? Did she know did she have Orioles or Pirates?
It didn't say.
The conference on the mound wraps up, and we're back to action with the first pitch to Sean Carroll, and he bounces it foul in behind home plate for strike 1. Well, a pair of 2-out bloop base hits. 1 down the line in right from Kelly, and 1 dropped into right center field for Atkins. And it helps to produce a run after a bloop single into shallow center from Cupp earlier in the half inning. Next pitch up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think Coach Zarnacki was out there mainly to give Sign a little bit of a breather because they're not hitting him hard.
Keep his confidence up. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch on the way. That one breaks down into the dirt. Aaron Pearson, the catcher, smothers that baseball as he drops down to his knees, keeps it in front of him. The runners hold at first and second. It's 2-1.
Yeah, he covered that one like it was a hand grenade.
The 2-1 on the way, and it's a bouncing ball back up the middle. Stops, reaching out, tries to backhand, and the second baseman could not get it. Picked up by Pope in center. He'll fire through to the plate. That one's going to bounce away from Pearson, and the base runners are going to advance as well. It'll end up being a base hit to bring home a run as Kelly easily scores from second, but then a throwing error will advance the other runners as Atkins goes from first to third, and Carroll, who put it in play, will end up at second base.
Oh, that throw came in and was wide right. Came all the way over from first base, way on the third base side of the mound, trying to cut it off and couldn't quite get to it. And that's probably bounced off the tip of his glove and so rolled even further away from Pearson.
The intentional walk now being issued to Diego Duran as head coach Aaron Byler and the Martinsburg staff want to be able to get an out at any base. With first base open and 2 away, they'll put him on and bring to the plate Jacob Pantic, and the first pitch to him down in the dirt for ball 1. Pantic had a single to right center in the first, a pop out to short in the third. I give them credit. They have put the bat on the ball in this one. 4 hits in the inning, helping to lead to a pair of runs, a 2-0 Atlantic Shores lead. And the pitch down low for ball 2. And now the hard part for Trey Sign. With the bases loaded, no place to put him. Got to come back with a strike here. 2-0 delivery on the way. Here it is on the inside corner for a strike. Now Duran had that double into the gap in right center back in the third inning, so probably not a bad idea to go ahead and put him on and get a force at any base. 2-1 on the way. This one works down and in. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now let's see if Pantic has the take on or if he will be swinging, looking for a pitch to hit. Bases loaded and a 3-1 count. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch, lifted in the air into right field, starting to his left and then hesitating and coming in a few steps. Austin Bartley makes the grab, and the side is retired. The damage is done, though, as 4 hits in the inning helped to plate a pair of runs. And as we go to the bottom of the 4th, it is now Atlantic Shores Christian 2, Martinsburg nothing.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering a quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I'm beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up for Martinsburg. Aaron Pearson to get it started. Drew a base on balls his first time up, and he takes a called strike 1 from Nick Matfield, who threw 3 innings. We had at 59 pitches, 32 4 strikes. Off-speed pitch down low. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Martinsburg still with just 1 hit, an infield hit. Swinging bunt, if you will, down the third baseline from Elijah Banks back in the 2nd inning. Otherwise, their base runners have come via the walk as Pearson fouls the 1-1 to the screen just above our heads. Now at a ball and 2 strikes. That 1-2 on the way. Missing down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dogs have got to get those bats to come to life now, down 2-0.
Couple base runners, all they need.
Here comes that 2-2 swing and a miss. Good fastball. Pearson just a little late on that one. It was about letter high, and that will be the 3rd strikeout for Matfield. 1 down as Darrell Pope comes to the plate. Now this Bulldog team riding a 6-game winning streak, 9 wins in their last 10 coming in. Had been playing very well. First pitch to Pope gets popped back out of play for a strike. Darrell Pope had a sacrifice bunt his first time up.
A nice contrast between these 2 pitchers because Matfield's got that throws high, got that hard-breaking ball that almost is more of a slider down and away, and then you got the big looping slower curve from Sign.
Now the 1-1 pitch after that 0-1 missed high, now misses down low and outside. 2 balls and a 1 strike to Pope.
McLeod wanted that one.
And the 2-1 on the way. On the inside part of the plate, he bounces it foul, taking a high hop over the fencing and in to the dugout along the third base side. That scattered a couple of Atlantic Shores players. Thankfully, just a high bouncer, not a sharp hit ball. 2-2 on the way. This one sharp hit down the left field line, and that's going to be in for extra bases. Pope will make his turn and head for second as Pantic digs it up against the wall and then gets it to the cutoff man. A double for Darrell Pope will give Martinsburg a runner in scoring position with 1 out, down 2-0 in this bottom of the 4th.
And that was a breaking ball down in that Pope just went and got and pulled down the line. Nice piece of hit.
Now it brings up Cam Burnett. He is 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. His first time up. Aaron Byler down in that third base coach's box, giving some signs to his base runner as Pope will stretch out his lead, and Burnett will step into the right-hand batter's box.
And a huge hole on the right side of the infield.
Second baseman ducking over towards the bag, now goes back to position as the fastball misses outside for ball 1. Still trying to work that outside part of the plate, now stepping in behind the pitching rubber. Matfield kicks the dirt around just a little and now gets ready to go back to work. Burnett with the open stance, that front foot shaded out down the third baseline as he steps into the pitch and fouls this 1-0 to the backstop, now 1-1. Burnett to be followed by Elijah Banks. Martinsburg with their best scoring opportunity back in that second inning, ended up stranding runners at the corners. Now have a runner in scoring position here in this fourth inning. 2-0 the lead for Atlantic Shores, scoring 2 in the top of the inning. Can Martinsburg answer? Let's see. The 1-1 from Matfield. Now taking his time, and the pitch to the plate. Swing and a miss, and a throw in behind the runner, but not in time at second.
Good strong throw. Polknott doesn't have a big lead off second base, and the second baseman is really squeezing him and playing way over, but it does open up the right side of the infield.
The count now at 1-2 strikes, and Matfield steps off the pitching rubber. Again, has slowed down dramatically here compared to how he works when nobody is on. And this pitch up and in. It's 2-2 strikes.
You're the fan yelling, "Where one?" Doesn't hurt when you're in the stands.
No, it doesn't. Here we go with the 2-2. That break even on the way, and the breaking pitch is in there for a called strike 3.
That's a pretty pitch.
It was. Started what it looked like was going to be high, but then snapped in across the plate and through the strike zone. And Burnett goes down looking. A pair of Ks in the inning for Matfield lifts him to 4 in the ball game. And with 2 outs and a runner at second, brings up Elijah Banks. Banks reached on an infield single. Little dribbler down the third baseline his first time up, and he fouls this one right back to Gary Geffert.
I only flinched a little.
Just a little.
I didn't even see a flinch. I was about to say ice water in the veins in the seat to the left of me, but
well, it was the hand. It was the hand going to catch it.
Okay. That's not a flinch. That's just a reaction for a baseball player, right?
I think he just made that up at the end there, that the hand was going to catch it. Here's a swing, and again, a slow bouncer down the third baseline, hugging the line, and the third baseman charging in. Sawyers will pick it up, and all hands are safe as Pope will go to third, and Elijah Banks has his second swinging bunt single in the ball game.
And Banks couldn't have placed that more perfectly if he'd run up the line and set it down.
Now, I've said this a couple times throughout games. When you're in Little League, the coach always draws that little box and says, if you can put a bunt right here, you're going to be safe every time. And unintentionally, that's where that baseball ended up.
So Martinsburg again has runners at the corners, an identical situation to that second inning. And now Austin Bartley to the plate, and he takes strike 1. Bartley in that second hit a fly ball into right, and Sean Carroll was able to make the catch. Let's see what happens here. The 0-1 pitch due. Matfield ready. Here it comes off the outside corner. It's 1-1. As Yogi Berra would say, it's deja vu all over again, how this fourth inning is playing out like that second inning.
And Bartley's got a 362 average, which isn't bad for a 9-hitter.
That 1-1 high fastball fouled straight back to the screen, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And 12 runs batted in out of that number 9 spot in the order. But you look up and down, and every single batter 1 through 9 has at least 10 RBI on the year. 1-2 the count. Runners at the corners. They'll stretch out their leads. 2-0. Martinsburg trailing but threatening here in the bottom of the fourth. Game scheduled to go 7. Matfield taking his time. Now comes set. The pitcher to the plate, and the fastball at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Well, he ends up striking out the side in the inning, gives him 5 strikeouts on the game, and he pitches out of the jam and preserves the 2-run lead. 4 innings in the books with your score. Atlantic Shores Christian 2 and Martinsburg 0.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Today's game broadcast being brought to you by Miller Honda, Cox Holiday Professionals CPAs, Brown Funeral Homes, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Mirius Group, and Ameriprise Financial, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Parsons Ford, Bechtel Jewelers, WH Miller Systems, DNN Auto, the Mortgage Center, the Hagerstown Suns, Hosses Steak and Sea, Bears Repair, the Final Score, and Atlantic Security. Thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school baseball. Well, Chase James is swinging at the first pitch to get this top of the fifth inning underway. Sends a fly ball deep into center field where Darrell Pope is waiting on it, and he makes the grab for out number one.
That was straight away center. Straight line from home plate through second base out to Pope.
And the wind maybe carried it just a bit, but Pope had him played perfectly, got back and waited on it and made the grab, and James now 0 for 3 has bounced into a fielder's choice. He's flied out to left and now flied out to center. Brings up Eli Sawyers. He fouls the first pitch back. That one hitting the screening just up above our heads to the right, and that is 0-1. Sawyers 0 for 2 has bounced out to second and grounded out to short. The 0-1 pitch on the way. And that one just up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Signed through 4 innings. We have him at 60 pitches. 41 of those have gone for strikes. Has given up the 2 runs on 7 hits. And the Seahawks able to string 4 of those singles. And really 3 of the 4 bloop-type singles together in that 4th inning. Sign loses his hat on the follow-through as he misses, with a 1-1, 2 balls and a strike.
But given that long inning, he's been reasonably efficient.
Here's a letter high strike on the 2-1, and the count evens up to Sawyers at 2-2. Bases empty, 1 down in the inning.
What struck me when I was looking at the game changer stuff is Sign's half of his innings is 13 pitches or fewer.
Swinging away at the 2-2, Sawyers gets just a piece of it, fouls it to the backstop directly behind home plate.
Is that one of those fun game-changer facts that you were amazed by?
Yes, it was.
Now the 2-2 delivery. That one works down low and outside. It's gone to a full count, 3-2. 1 walk so far allowed by Sign, but you don't really count that one against him. It was an intentional walk in the 4th inning. Now that 3-2 delivery, that's up and in, and that will be ball 4.
Shouldn't have said that, man.
So the 1-out base on balls will give Atlantic Shores a base runner for Dylan Cupp, who is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles.
These guys do put the bat on the ball.
That they do. So far, just 1 strikeout on the day for Sign, who came in with 23 strikeouts in 26 innings. First pitch in the dirt, smothered by Pearson. It's a ball and no strikes to Cupp. Nicholas Wright holding the runner aboard at first. Looking to check the game changer if I can ever get my phone to open and see if we have any results from a couple of earlier games involving Panhandle teams. Showing bunt, but taking this pitch in the dirt is Cupp, and the count 2 balls and no strikes.
That was a really nice play by Pearson. He had to move over into the left-handed batter's box to get his body behind that.
Now 2-0. Let's see if Cupp continues to show a bunt. He does, and takes this pitch down and in, and it's 3-0. That one a close one, but just missed apparently off that inside part of the plate. And now the 3-0 pitch is due. Sawyers his lead. Wright holds him on at first. And this pitch is down in the dirt, and heading to second goes Sawyers. It bounces just to the right side of the catcher Pearson, but he'll pick it up, and that is back-to-back walks with 1 out in this top of the 5th inning. And not what Trey Sign needed, with the Dogs right now down 2-0.
It looks maybe getting a little bit tired, but the other thing is he's trying to throw down. It's just they're giving you an out. You take it, throw the ball at the bat.
Corbin McLeod to the plate, and this pitch down in the dirt, and that will be ball 1. That is 5 straight out of the zone, and And that's going to get Aaron Byler off the bucket from the edge of the dugout along the first base side. He's going to head out, and let's see if this is just a visit or if this may be the pitching change. While we have a minute, let's see what else is going on around the EPAC in baseball action, including Brockport beating Hedgesville earlier today by a 5-4 final in the Eagles' first game here in Myrtle Beach. We will get the pitching change, and it looks like Grant Harmon who is going to take over on the mound, and Grant Harmon is getting into his warm-up tosses as he does. We'll remind you our pitching change brought to you by Bears Repair at 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Need an oil change or a complete overhaul? They do it all for your automotive repair needs. Call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair. Phone 304-262-0208. As Harmon gets in his warm-up tosses, we take a 1-minute timeout and then come back to Carolina Forest High School, where we're in the top of the 5th inning, and Atlantic Shores has a 2-0 lead. 13.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Grant Harmon takes over on the mound. Trey Sign, who was pitching, goes to third. Barger, who was at third, goes to second. And Stobbs, who was at second, is now playing short. It's a 1-0 count inherited by Grant Harmon, and he delivers strike one to Corbin McDonald. 1 out with runners at first and second as Harmon gets ready, and the 1-1 pitch hit in the air down the right field line into foul territory. A long run, and the catch made on the run by Bartley in foul territory. He will then make a strong throw through to third base. The ball getting away from Sign just far enough for the runner at third to bluff, but he will hold up there as Eli Sawyers able to tag and advance from second to third on that great catch in foul territory by Austin Bartley for out number 2.
Bartley came a long way from that. He was in straightaway right, and that ball was down near the fence. It was a nice throw, too. Skipped on under the glove of the cutoff man, and Sign actually did a nice job getting his body behind it to slow the ball down so it didn't go to the fence.
So runners at the corners now with 2 away for Mitchell Kelly. Kelly has struck out and last time up hit that bloop single down the right field line. He takes a fastball that misses high for ball 1, and Aaron Pearson pops up and looks the runner back to first. Cup held it there by Nicholas Wright. Sawyers will stretch out his lead at third. The 1-0 pitch. Here it comes, and it's hit in the air into that gap in right center. Bartley coming in on it, ranging over. Leaps up and cannot make the play. He somewhat overran it, and a run will score, and runners will remain at the corners. Sawyers was able to score easily on that one. I guess Cup, not thinking of the 2 outs, really kind of hesitated and only goes from first to third, and Kelly will reach with the somewhat excuse me single for a run batted in to make it 3-0 Atlantic Shores.
But you put on the ball, bat on the ball, and good stuff happens. Bartley must have just misread that a little bit. I was sort of surprised Pope didn't take charge on that.
Chance Atkins to the plate, and the first pitch to him in there for strike 1. He had an RBI single his last time up in the 4th inning. The 0-1 due, here it comes, and that one misses down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs. Again, runners at the corners. 2 in the 4th, and run at it here in the 5th for Atlantic Shores. The 1-1 pitch with the runner on the move gets fouled back out of play. So a little hit and run activity there as Kelly is going to have to go back to first as Atkins fouled that 1-1 off the first base side. Harmon working from the stretch. From the first base side of the pitching rubber. Looks at that runner at third. And now to the plate, and it's a bouncing ball towards third. Sign has it, and that throw to first, and in time to get him. So Atkins will bounce out 5-3. It will bring the inning to a close, but the damage done. A couple of walks, and then a 2-out base hit. And as we head to the bottom of the 5th, it is now Atlantic Shores Christian 3 and Martinsburg nothing.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Along with Gary Gefford, I'm Matt Miller, running the TV10 camera and occasionally chiming in, Matt Crawford. We've got Rob Mario as our studio engineer, thanks to Mike Hornby and Sherry Dieter Davis back at the studio as well. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number 5. Martinsburg now trailing 3-0 against Atlantic Shores Christian. By the way, we'll close the book on Trey Sign in just a moment as Grant Harmon gets this 5th inning started by taking ball 1 from Nick Matfield. We've got him up to 80 pitches, 46 strikes coming into this half inning. Here's a swing and a ground ball off the end of the bat, slowly up the first base side, fielded by Duran behind the bag, and he'll take it there himself to get the out. Just 2 pitches, and Grant Harmon is retired. 3 unassisted in the scorebook. It will bring up Nicholas Wright. Trey Sign, by the way, in the start for the Dogs, 4 1/3 innings on the hill, responsible for 3 runs scoring on 5 hits, struck out 1 and walked 3. Nicholas Wright swinging at the first pitch, lines this one into the right center field gap. That one's going to go all the way to the fence for extra bases. Wright is going to make his turn, but will hold up at second with a 1-out double.
That was a rope, line drive rope that rolled out there.
So Martinsburg collects their 2nd extra base hit in this ball game. Just the 4th hit in all for Martinsburg. They got a 1-out double back in the 4th inning from Darrell Pope. Eventually had runners at the corners after an infield single from Elijah Banks, but ultimately left those runners at first and third. They did the same thing back in the 2nd. So the Dogs trying to threaten here in this 5th inning with 1 out and a runner in scoring position for Ashton Stobbs. He'll take high for ball 1.
Stobbs not only has 20 RBI in the season, but he's had 10 doubles too. We're looking for.
Swings at a fastball, pops it foul back out of play. Count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stobbs has walked each of his first 2 trips to the plate against Nick Matfield. Here he awaits that 1-1. Matfield looks at the runner at second and misses high and tight with this one. 2 balls and a strike. We mentioned earlier, as we look at the other EPAC schools here at the Mingo Bay Classic, Hedgesville falling to Brockport by a 5-4 final. Scanatellis scored an 18-2 win over Washington earlier today. 2-1 pitch down the low and outside. And it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. So the Patriots still looking for their first win on the year. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch to the plate, right down the middle, a swing and a pop-up. That one foul and out of play over our heads, and it's gone full at 3-2. So 2 local teams with finals already. And, of course, Martinsburg in action right now. Spring Mills will be taking on Hastings at 3:45 this afternoon. In Game 2 of our doubleheader, Jefferson is at Socastee, South Carolina. That first pitch is scheduled at 7:15 with our pregame at 7 o'clock right here on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Chase James, the second baseman, moves over almost on top of second base. Whole right side open.
3-2 pitch popped up on that side of the infield and now drifting out into the outfield, and it's going to be the center fielder ranging over and making the play. Chance Atkins able to get to it as that ball just continued to carry out into the outfield, and eventually Atkins runs it down for the second out of the inning.
And Matfield is up in the area now where most pitchers start to lose something, especially about high school level, around 80 pitches. Coach Lowry Jr. used to talk about trying to work the pitch count, get him up to 80.
Trey Sign to the plate with 2 outs. That first run for the Dogs still in scoring position at second, and time being taken. Matfield really takes his time with a guy on. When there's nobody on, he works as fast as anybody.
And again, that whole right side of the infield wide open.
First pitch to Sign, a fastball at the knees for a strike. Sign is 0 for 2 with a fly out and a line out, both to the right fielder, Sean Carroll.
Team leader in RBIs needs to come through here for Martinsburg.
The Dogs have left 6 runners, 2 in scoring position. They've got a runner in scoring position right now as Sign watches the 0-1 outside and low. 1 ball and a strike. 3-0 the lead for Atlantic Shores Christian. Martinsburg batting bottom half of this 5th inning. Pitch down and in, and Sign gets out of the way, and it's 2-1.
Little fancy footwork to dance back out of the way on that.
2 more at-bats coming for Martinsburg. Really would like to punch this run across here. That 2-1 pitch hit in the air into left field. Looks like Pantic is under it. Now battling that wind. Reaches up and makes the play. Wow.
He had a lot of trouble with that. He was under it, danced a little bit to his right, then over to his left, then a step back.
I give him credit.
Looked like he was catching a knuckleball.
There you go, but he was able to hang with it and make the grab, and Martinsburg again leaves a runner on base the 3rd time they've left a runner in scoring position. Going to the 6th inning when we come back with the score. Atlantic Shores 3, Martinsburg nothing.
It's a local cable access channel that we also do on radio.
14.
Okay.
Is that what you got?
14. I had 13, but I probably didn't write that last strike down, so I had it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Was that a 2-2 pitch that Signed?
I had a 2-1 pitch.
So 4 to him. You got 6 to Stobbs?
Yep.
Just 1 to Wright?
Yeah.
And 2 to Harmon?
3 to Harmon. He hit a 1-1 pitch.
That's the one I didn't write. Awesome. So 94 pitches.
Matfield's about done. He's got 11 pitches to go. They go by individual state rules, don't they?
Well, here we go into the top half of inning number 6. And the job for Grant Harmon, make sure that the deficit does not grow any larger, as right now Martinsburg trails by a 3-0 score. And the first pitch to Sean Carroll, the number 9 hitter and starting right fielder. Too low inside, goes through to the backstop for ball 1. Harmon faced 3 batters when he came in relief of Trey Sign in that 5th inning. Got a fly out in foul territory, gave up a bloop RBI single, and then got a ground out to bring the inning to a close. This pitch to Carroll missing, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Both pitches have said he's been badly, too. There he goes.
Oh, this fastball just up and away, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
This umpire's been very consistent low in the zone, giving the strike. Very consistent high in the zone with not giving it.
Carroll takes a pitch in the dirt that bounces to the backstop right in front of our broadcast position, and for Grant Harmon, that is a base on balls as he walks Carroll to get this top of the 6th inning underway. It's got Aaron Byler pacing just a little bit off the bucket in front of the dugout.
Yeah, because 3 of those 4 pitches were not close.
It'll bring up Diego Duran as we go back to the top of the order, and the fastball to him misses high for ball 1. 5 straight out of the zone to get the half inning started. Duran has bounced out to third, doubled to right center, and reached on an intentional walk. He swings and lines this one into center field, moving back on it. Daryl Pope reaches up, it's over his head and up against the fence, and Duran will head into second as Carroll makes his way to third. That's a double, putting runners at second and third with nobody out.
And that was a hard-hit line drive that was just out of reach of Pope out in just to the right of second base in center field. And they had trouble picking it up at the warning track.
Yeah, the way he was going out on it, I wasn't sure if he had a bead on it or perhaps knew he wasn't going to get to it, but was trying to deke Carroll just a little bit as Carroll goes from first to third, and 2 are in scoring position for Jacob Pantek, and the pitch to him taken for strike 1. He has had a single, has popped out to short, and has flied out to right. This fastball down and in, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Martinsburg's pulling the infield up here to try and cut down the run.
Yeah, down 3-0, and the way that Matfield has been pitching, may not be a lot of runs today for Martinsburg. Here's a strike on the inside corner, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Pantek. That's Pantak. Now that 1-2 delivery, a bouncing ball towards the shortstop. Stobbs has it, and that throw to first in time to get him. He looked the runner back at third, so the runners hold as the out is recorded. 6-3, now 1 away.
And bouncing ball hit right at him. Couldn't have programmed that better if you were Harmon.
Now those middle infielders, let's see if they'll go back to more of a double play depth with Chase James coming to the plate. They're still not really back much, are they?
Yep, they don't have the... It's just second and third. So.
That's true, second and third. So thank you very much for pointing out the fact that I had a runner at the wrong base on my sheet. I got to mark him all the way to second. First pitch missing for ball 1. I said second and third.
Yes, you did.
But my brain didn't, or my ears didn't pick up what my brain had said. This pitch up and in, check swing, appeal to the base umpire. And that should go 2 balls and no strikes. And now our plate umpire gives us that indication. James, reaching on a fielder's choice, has also flied out to left and flied out to center. And he's ahead in the count now at 3 balls and no strikes. Eli Sawyer's out of the cleanup spot due next. First base is open with runners at second and third. And this pitch on the inside corner for a strike. So now 3-1 to James.
Well, walking him is not the worst thing in the world because then you got a force play.
Here comes that 3-1 pitch, and this one lifted in the air into center field. Moving in on it, Daryl Pope. That should be deep enough to score a run. Pope's got it. Tagging at third is Carroll. He's going to come to the plate and score. Also tagging at second and going to third is Diego Duran. So James gets credit with a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. It plates Carroll with the 4th run of the ball game now for Atlantic Shores. In front 4-0.
Pope threw that towards home, got it to where the cutoff man could get it, but by throwing to the cutoff man at home, it allowed the runner from second to go to third. Might have made it anyway, because that was hit pretty deep.
Eli Sawyer's the due batter, but we may have a pinch hitter coming up. Let's wait and see. As I'm assuming that is head coach Philip Kojak down in the third base coach's box. Made a call into his dugout and then spoke with the umpire, and so that is a 2-4 that has grabbed a bat. Meanwhile, Kurt Zarnecki now going to head out, the assistant coach, pitching coach for Martinsburg, to talk with Grant Harmon, and the entire infield comes together. Do you have a 24?
Well, I had Cup as 24, but that must be an error on the score sheet.
I had Cup listed as 24 as well. So I'm not sure who our batter may be.
That's even the number the coach gave me, although he was working from memory.
Well, we are not sure at this moment, and the only roster I have would have Cup wearing 24 as well. So we do have a pinch hitter making his way to the plate. Batting here in this top of the 6th inning, and the first pitch to him is going to miss high for ball 1. So action back underway. Martinsburg down 4-0. 2 outs and another run 90 feet away for the Seahawks. Here's a swing and a fly ball into center field. Moving over to his left and getting there to make the catch is Daryl Pope. So the side is retired on that fly out to center, but again, another run scores, a walk, a double, and then a sacrifice fly. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, it is Atlantic Shores Christian 4 and Martinsburg 0.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Well, as we go to the bottom half of this 6th inning, time to check out this date in baseball history, brought to you by Bears Repair at 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. For all of your automotive repair needs, call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair, phone 304-262-0208. This date in baseball history, well, it would be April the 15th, and we're going back to 1954. We kind of picked on the Baltimore Orioles earlier. Now we'll shine a little light on him as Aaron Pearson is the batter to get this 6th inning started for Martinsburg. He takes strike 1 on the inside corner. A crowd of 46,354 enjoy baseball's return to Baltimore after 51 years. The Orioles, beat the White Sox 3-1 in the first game at Memorial Stadium.
They were robbed.
The 0-2 pitch due as Pearson on that 0-1 had that one as a strike, and now the 0-2 missing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pearson has walked and has struck out looking, and the pitch to him here misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Corbin McLeod never even got down into his crouch. It's pretty obvious. I want that pitch up, and it missed. Now the 2-2, it's a curveball popped up on the infield. The shortstop Kelly ranging over to his left fields it for out number 1. So 1 down in this Martinsburg 6th inning for Daryl Pope, who has laid down a sacrifice bunt and has doubled into the left field corner.
Well, I think Matfield is about out of pitches. Under New York rules, the maximum is 105 pitches. South Carolina is 110. It'd be interesting to.
What about Virginia? They're out of Chesapeake, Virginia.
Right, Virginia. Virginia is 100. I think it's 110.
1-0 pitch just missed. So 2 balls and no strikes. And this fastball down the middle, it's 2-1.
Well, they may not have any mix. I didn't write down a maximum here. Just mean over 110. They got to have an extra day rest.
Swinging at the 2-1. It's a cue ball off the end of the bat, rolling towards the second baseman. Chase James scoops it up and makes that throw to first in time to get him. The out goes 4-3. 2 down, nobody on. And it brings up Cam Burnett. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR Martinsburg. Also TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Cam Burnett taking the first pitch for a strike. Burnett, number 7 hitter, left fielder, 0 for 2, a fly out to right and a strikeout looking. Swings and sends this one into center field. The center fielder never saw it, and it's going to drop in for a hit. Oh, you could see Chance Atkins as he was looking up into the sky. He ended up taking his hat off, knocking it off. You could tell he was asking for help. Panicked the left fielder coming over, could not get to it, and Burnett ends up at second base with an excuse me double.
Yeah, off the bat, that looked like a routine fly ball. Must have been up in the, I think the sun maybe. Well, the sun's just overhead here, but he may have just lost it in the sky.
Yeah, either way, he did not see it, you could tell, and so that will be a 2-out double and bring up Elijah Banks. He's got 2 hits and hasn't hit the ball past third base. I mean, put the 2 hits combined, and he hasn't hit the ball past third base as he's had 2 infield singles down the line. He takes the first pitch high for ball 1.
Hey, they're line drives and a box score.
The swinging bunt that hugged the third base line his first time up and did it all over again his second time up, only it went just a little bit further down the line. 1-0 delivery, high fastball. Could not lay off that one, and it's 1-1.
Helped him out with that one.
Yeah, a little frustrated with himself that he chased that one up. 2 outs with that runner at second. Martinsburg in need of a run. More than that, actually. They're down 4-0, but you just want to dent that scoreboard right now. See if it might lead to more runs.
Good
Here,
take.
pitch down low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, they need to get at least 1 here. And again, the right side of the infield is wide open because the second baseman is way over towards second.
Off-speed pitch taken for a called strike. And I only had that as a 2-1 count. It must have been 1-2. And so it was a 1-2 pitch taken for a called strike 3.
I had the same thing, man.
Wow. So that strikeout going to end the inning and the Bulldog threat. 6 Ks in the ballgame now for Matfield as he continues to spin a good one here. Martinsburg will leave a runner in scoring position for a 4th time in the contest. We'll head to the 7th and final inning of regulation when we return with your score. Atlantic Shores Christian 4, Martinsburg nothing.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WVU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Rubber as who we believe is Dylan Cuppa stands in to get this top of the 7th inning started and takes a pitch down low, goes through to the backstop for a ball. Cup out of the number 5 spot in the order, swings through this one. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has singled a couple of times, walked once, been on base all 3 times up, and scored a run. Now that 1-1 delivery, and it misses high. 2 balls and a strike. Corbin McLeod, Mitchell Kelly due next. Final at-bat of regulation for Atlantic Shores, leading 4-0. You know they'd like an insurance run or 2. Here's a cue ball off the end of the bat. Fouled over towards the Martinsburg dugout.
This is McLeod, though.
And it should be 2-2. This is McLeod.
I think they batted out of some order somewhere.
I was going to say something does not seem right based on what we would have in our score sheets. So that is an 11. So this is McLeod. So 2-2 on McLeod, who now fouls this pitch back out of play. And holds 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think 24 was Cup, and they batted out of order somewhere and just didn't get picked up.
Now that 2-ball, 2-strike pitch stays up and in, and it's now 3-2. So Corbin McLeod at the plate has laid down a sacrifice bunt, has flied out to center and has flied out into foul territory into right, and he swings and lines this one into the gap in left center field. Cam Burnett, the left fielder, over quickly, gets it in to hold McLeod to the leadoff single. Boy, this team has come out swinging the bats, that's for sure. That would be 10 hits on this day against Martinsburg pitching. They've spread them out. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. Now this one to lead off the 7th, but 4 bunched together in that 4th inning, part of scoring 2 of their 4 runs as they took the 2-0 lead, added a run in the 5th and a run in the 6th, and now it lead 4-0. Squaring and trying to bunt is Mitchell Kelly, and he bunts it foul at the plate for strike 1.
And we've got a courtesy runner. Jacob Eckert is at first base.
Well, we saw Eckert run earlier. We thought we had him as a courtesy runner for Cup, who was the DH earlier. So we'll just stay with what we got. 1 ball, 1 strike is what we've got on Mitchell Kelly, who is 2 for 3. A strikeout victim in the 2nd. He had a single in the 4th, a single in the 5th. Has driven home 1 and has scored 1. Harmon misses with this one off the outside corner, now 2-1. Chance Atkins due next for the Seahawks. Now the pitch to the plate, lifted in the air, softly towards the second baseman. He's got it, throws in behind the runner, and they'll turn the double play. Just bad base running there, as the base runner did not get back. I guess he was expecting it to get over the head of Ryan Barger, who made the catch and then turned the double play.
He got no read at all on that ball because it was not hard hit. Second baseman wasn't moving. He was just standing there. Barger. Break for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, big break there. The line out, throw him out, double play. 2 outs in the inning. And now it brings up Atkins, who takes ball 1. Atkins looking at this one down low. 2 balls and no strikes. He has grounded out to third twice, sandwiched in between. Had an RBI single as part of that 2-run 4th inning. The 2-0 pitch on the way. It misses high. 3 balls, no strikes. Sean Carroll would be due next. 2 outs, base is empty. Looking ahead to that Martinsburg 7th inning as we get a called strike on the outside corner to run the count to 3-1 to Atkins. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters due for Martinsburg. The 3-1 pitch. That one missed down low, ball 4. Second base on balls issued by Harmon since coming in relief. A 2-out base runner for Sean Carroll. And we still are missing what happened between Sawyers and Cup, the 4 and 5 hitters, in that last half of an inning. Something out of whack somewhere, according to our score sheets, through the first 5. Here's a swing at the first pitch and a 1-hopper right back towards the mound, fielded by Harmon. He'll sprint over towards first, give the underhand toss to Nicholas Wright in time to get Carroll. The bounce out goes 1-3. The inning is over, and we will go to the bottom of the 7th. Final chance for Martinsburg. Again, the 9-1-2 hitters due, with Atlantic Shores Christian leading 4-0.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Well, here we go as we move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Martinsburg will have Austin Bartley to lead it off, then Grant Harmon and Nicholas Wright. It looks like out there to try to close this one out is going to be, let's see, that's a 2-7 on the jersey, so that's Chase James, it looks like, who has taken over on the hill. So Chase James,
so he moves in from,
will be the pitcher to finish it up for Matt Field. Matt Field working 6 very good innings, giving up no runs on 5 hits. He would strike out 6 batters while issuing 4 base on balls. The first pitch to Bartley, and it is a fly ball into right field, and the grab made there by Sean Carroll. He has played very well defensively with a number of opportunities in right. So on one pitch, a fly out for out number 1, and we're back to the top of the order, and Grant Harmon. First pitch to him, misses up for ball 1. Harmon has struck out looking, has walked, and has bounced unassisted to the first baseman. 1-0 pitch lifted in the air into shallow right center, coming in on it the center fielder, and he'll run it down for out number 2. Nice play.
It was. I thought for a minute that was going to drop in because it was just off the end of the bat. And center field got a little bit of a slow break on it.
So 2 outs, Martinsburg down to that final out, and Nicholas Wright will try to keep this one going. Pitch to him up and in for ball 1. Wright had a double his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Prior to that, grounded out unassisted to first and struck out in the 3rd. That double came in the 5th inning. Martinsburg has left base runners stranded in every at bat and has left 4 in scoring position. 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Now 1-1. We'll get back into regular programming coming up after our post-game show. And then be sure to stay tuned as tonight on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube, and Talk Radio WRNR will have Jefferson at Socastee, South Carolina. 2 balls and a strike. The count to Wright in the 2-1 pitch, missing inside. That is ball 3. It's 3-1. That game time 7:15. Our pregame around 7. Here's that 3-1 pitch from James. That one's inside. Wright has to jackknife the middle of the body out of the way, and that is ball 4.
But they got a base runner. That's what they need.
That's it. Anything can happen. 4 runs, not too many to overcome. It'll bring up Ashton Stobbs. He has walked twice and has popped out into shallow center, and he swings at the first pitch and pops it foul out of play. Count 0-1 on Stobbs with 2 outs and a runner at first. Bottom of the 7th inning. Final inning of regulation. Martinsburg needing runs, trailing 4-0. The 0-1 pitch due. James ready and misses high and away with that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trey Sign waiting in the on-deck circle, hoping he'll get an opportunity. Fastball outside part of the plate, and Stobbs fouls it back and out of play. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes. So Chase James just a pitch away from wrapping this one up if he could get Stobbs here. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Off-speed pitch, popped up foul territory over towards the Martinsburg dugout first base side. It'll drop in as a foul ball, and we'll do it again with the count at 1-2.
Stobbs is just protecting the plate on that, just flicking it out, fouling it off, and hoping to get something up and in, up over the plate.
James with the 1-2. Stobbs swings and lifts this one in the air into that gap in left center field. That's a long run. It may be down. It may be out. It is. It's gone.
Whoa.
A 2-run home run for Ashton Stobbs as he got it out over that left center field fence. Scores right ahead of him. And with 2 outs left in this one, still life for Martinsburg, trailing 4-2.
That ball was down and he golfed that. Looked like he was hitting it off of a tee.
Myrtle Beach is known for its golf. That ball certainly did carry. Yes, he hit that one well. As you said, went down and got it. It looks like a change in the outfield that has Chance Atkins moving over to left. And Atkins, who had been in center, was the one giving chase to that one and just ran out of room. So now Trey Sign, the batter, and the pitch to him popped up first base side, foul territory, and will get out of play. First baseman ranging over. Diego Duran, but could not get to it before it got out of play for strike one. New life for Trey Sign, who's looking for his first hit. Has flied out to right, has lined out to right, and has flied out to left. That 0-1 pitch. This one popped up on the infield, and this could do it. It's the first baseman coming in on it. The second baseman there as well, and it drops between them. Misplayed by Diego Duran, and the second baseman there as well. Looks like that second baseman might be Jacob Pantic, who had been out in left, and neither one could corral it, and there's that wind again.
Well, you had the pitcher over there, too. So dropped right in the middle of the three of them. I think that's an E3.
So the error on the first baseman gives Martinsburg a runner for Aaron Pearson, who looks at a fastball high for ball one. So Martinsburg now brings the tying run to the plate. By the way, that home run for Stobbs earlier, the first of the season for him. Pearson takes a letter high called strike here. It's 1-1. Aaron Pearson has walked, struck out looking, and has popped out to short. So 0-for-2. Looks at an off-speed pitch here, outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, and now Pearson has to protect the plate. 4-2, Martinsburg trailing and down to their final strike. 2 outs with a runner at first.
Put that on the ball.
Right-hand batter, right-hand pitcher. James ready, Pearson ready, and that breaking pitch spins outside for a ball. Count now at 2-2.
Even though it was way outside, it's a good hold by Pearson because he's got to be anxious here.
Now that 2-2 on the way, fouled straight back, and we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a good sign. Pearson was on that pitch as it came straight back.
Yes, he was.
Stretching out his lead at first. Sign held on there by Duran. Now that 2-2 delivery, and the fastball stays high. Good eye by Pearson. It's a full count, 3-2. Now once you know that the pitch is coming to the plate, Sign can be off on that pitch with 2 outs in the 3-2 due, and stepping off the pitching rubber is James.
Yeah, first baseman's not even holding right now, playing behind him. You have to watch for the step in.
The 3-2 pitch on the way. There goes the runner, and the pitch down low. Ball for good eye Aaron Pearson. He draws the base on balls, and Martinsburg now has the tying runs on base. The game-winning run at the plate in Darrell Pope.
And we're getting a runner for Pearson, and that's 2 really good at-bats for Pearson. Working walks this game. Sherman again.
Is it?
Yeah.
So Trenton Sherman being called on once again as the courtesy runner. Good speed on the bases then, with Sign at second and Sherman at first. A quick visit out to the mound as McLeod, the catcher, making his way out to try to settle things down for his pitcher, Chase James. I'm sure trying to reassure him all he's got to do is focus on the batter. You need 1 out.
And Pope's another, the 20 RBI club for Martinsburg.
He does not have a home run yet on the season. Right now, all you want to do is find a gap somewhere with the speed on the bases and the fact that there's 2 outs. They can go on the crack of the bat. You got a chance to score the tying runs. Here we go with a pitch to Darryl Pope, and that fastball down low and in, ball 1.
Sherman's able to get a good lead off first because they're not holding him.
No, with runners at first and second, they elect to have Duran play behind the runner. Here's the pitch to Pope, fouled straight back. That was a high fastball. He swung, got underneath of it, and popped it to the screen right above us. The count now at a ball and a strike. Pope has laid down a sac bunt, has doubled down into the left field corner, and has bounced out to second. He's awaiting the 1-1 pitch. The runners their leads at first and second. And the pitch. And this one hit in the air into right field. Carroll,
Brooks wrong way.
He started out, now comes in. He's going to have to play it on a bounce. Making his throw through towards third and trying to score. Here comes Sherman. The throw from third to the plate and got him at the plate. Oh, what a way to end it. Trey Sign was able to score on the ball as it bounced in a shallow right field, and then trying to follow him home came Trenton Sherman, and the throw went through to third. We thought momentarily that would be enough time for Sherman to score, but a nice throw from Sawyers at third to McLeod at the plate. He caught it and was able to apply the tag. Sherman is out at home. The ball game is over, and the final score will be Atlantic Shores 4 and Martinsburg 3.
Coach Byler was out and made a brief argument that the catcher didn't give Sherman a line to home plate, but as the umpire correctly pointed out, that's where the ball was.
We'll tell you all about it as we get into our post-game show, brought to you by The Final Score, with plenty of screens to watch the games, pool tables, trivia nights, and great food and drink selections. Meet your friends at The Final Score, 1517 Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. We're back after this timeout as we get into our post-game, recapping the scoring as Atlantic Shores Christian tops Martinsburg 4-3. Wow.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population, of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1.
All right, we welcome you back in to Carolina Forest High School. It's time to get into the postgame show, brought to you by The Final Score at 1517 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, along with Gary Gefford. I'm Matt Miller. Matt Crawford with us here as well. Thanks to Rob Mario back at the studio as our engineer for this one. Well, Gary, it was a really fun ball game to call. A great pitching matchup as we were scoreless through the first three. Top half of inning number 4. 8 batters came to the plate for Atlantic Shores, and they put 2 runs on the board on 4 base hits. Somewhat of a tough luck inning for Trey Sign, as he really didn't get hit hard, but each of those base hits just found a hole.
Well, they did. There are a lot of balls that dropped in like that today, and I think the wind played no small part in that. Because I bet 3/4 of the balls that were hit, the base hits, were little pop flies that just dropped in the no man's land. Without that wind, they might have been caught. The couple exceptions were Staub's home run, and Pope and Nick Wright each hit the ball really hard a couple times.
Yep, so it was a 2-0 lead for Atlantic Shores as we went to the 5th inning. They would add a run thanks to a couple of one-out base on balls with 2 outs. A bloop RBI single from Mitchell Kelly plated a run. That made it 3-0. They made it 4-0 in the 5th inning as they were able to plate a run on another RBI base hit. Martinsburg down to their final at-bat as there were 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th when they finally came to life offensively. Nicholas Wright drew a walk. Ashton Staubs followed with a 2-run home run. Trey Sign reached on an error on a pop-up misplay field. Aaron Pearson drew a base on balls, and then Daryl Pope with a bloop hit into right field, where the right fielder made the throw through to third. Trenton Sherman, who tried to score all the way from first, made his turn as the throw was going in behind him and looked like he was going to have a chance to score. But you got to give credit to Eli Sawyers, who threw a strike to the catcher, Corbin McLeod, right at home plate. He was literally able to catch it and almost have Sherman slide right into the tag, and instead of tying the game at that point, that was the final out, and Martinsburg falls 4-3.
Yeah, Sherman never even made home plate. He thought they ran into the catcher about 2 feet up, and that was Coach Byler's argument that there wasn't a lane, because you got to give the guy a lane. The exception, of course, is you get to field the baseball, and so umpire correctly ruled against it. But that was exactly the right call to send them. Exactly the right call.
Absolutely. You got to make the defense make a play, and in the end, you tip your cap to Atlantic Shores. They made the play, and that snaps the Bulldogs' 6-game winning streak. Again, the final: Atlantic Shores Christian 4 and Martinsburg 3. We got one final timeout to take, and then we'll come back to wrap up our post-game show as we run the numbers from this one and tell you about our next broadcast. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Although I still don't understand being down 4 runs and not.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home. In Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson, we're here when you need us.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area.
Professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. They have the solutions to meet your needs and local monitoring too. Learn more by calling Ben Copenaver at 304-671-2158. We always begin with the pitching totals. Trey Sign in the start for Martinsburg, the tough luck loser. 3 runs allowed on 5 hits in 4 1/3 innings. 1 strikeout, 3 base on balls. Grant Harmon worked 2 2/3 innings in relief, allowed a run on 3 hits, no strikeouts, and 2 walks. Nick Matfield gets the win in the start for Atlantic Shores. No runs allowed on 5 hits in 6 innings. He would strike out 6 while walking 4, and then Chase James ultimately pitched himself into a save, right? As he gives up 3 runs on 2 hits in 1 inning, no strikeouts, and 1 base on balls for the Seahawks of Atlantic Shores. Plenty of hitting, 10 hits in all in this ball game. Diego Duran had a couple of doubles as he went 2 for 3, also was intentionally walked. Patrick had a single, a couple of base hits as well for Dylan Cupp, a single for Corbin McLeod, a couple of hits and a run batted in for Mitchell Kelly. Chance Atkins also had an RBI single. He drew a walk. Sean Carroll drew a walk, added an RBI single, came around to score a run as well. For Martinsburg, 7 hits, although much of that didn't come until really later in the game. Nicholas Wright, he did have a double. Of course, Ashton Stobbs, the big 2-run home run. A couple of hits for Darrell Pope, an RBI single in that 7th inning. He added a double as well. Cam Burnett had a double, and Elijah Banks reached on a couple of infield base hits. Final totals look like this for Atlantic Shores: 4 runs on 10 hits with 1 error. They left at 10, 6 in scoring position. Martinsburg, 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. They stranded 9, 4 in scoring position. Matfield, the win, signed the loss. Time of the game, 1 hour and 55 minutes. Atlantic Shores now winners of 4 of their last 5 at 7, 6, and 1. And Martinsburg drops a game for the first time in the last 7 as they had a 6-game winning streak snapped. They fall to 15 and 6. Now that is a look at the numbers brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Set up your appointment by phoning Ben Copenhaver at 304-671-2158 and let their pros protect you and your family. Well, as we finish up the Final Score post-game show, the Final Score located at 1517 Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. Meet your friends and talk about the game at the Final Score. We set up what is next for us, and that will be tonight. Jefferson is at Socastee here in South Carolina. 7:15 the game time, 7 o'clock the scheduled pregame. Matt Crawford and Gary Geffert will be on the call of that one. I'll chime in occasionally while running the camera as we bring you that Jefferson action tonight. Then tomorrow we have Martinsburg here against West Hill out of New York. That game again at 11:15, our pregame right around 11. Tomorrow evening at 6 we'll have Spring Mills at Loris, South Carolina. And then on Wednesday morning we'll have Washington against Newark, New Jersey, followed by Hedgesville at St. James. The early game at 10 and the late game at 5 on Wednesday. We'll wait and see what the setup will be on Thursday once the pairings are released for the semifinals. Well, we are going to get back into regular programming at the studio, but stick around for more baseball later today. Thanks to both head coaches providing us with information for today. Podcast interviews as well. Thanks to everyone back at the studio doing their great job. Rob Mario, again for Sherry Dieter Davis, for Mike Hornby, and all of the staff there. Thanks to each of you for joining us at all of our broadcast entities today. And for Gary Geffert and for Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller reminding you our final: Atlantic Shores Christian over Martinsburg 4-3. Until next time, so long everyone.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WVU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population, of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, it certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or perma material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote, or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us. When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.